Like, I feel like we're in a time where there is need for information. There's need for information. People do want information. And I'm afraid the mainstream source of information is social media, right? How do we verify the truth of the content we're consuming in social media? How do we verify the authenticity of that which we're being told, the stories we're being told? How do we know that someone is not twisting the truth in order for it to seem like it is something that it is really not? So it's good for us to question where we're sourcing our information and the authenticity of the sources. Are you just listening to someone who is echoing something he or she has just had? Are you listening to distorted truth, or are you listening to truth? So, if anything, where does truth really come from? If I'm looking for truth with regards to my spiritual truth, where am I to look? Because I have this feeling I'm looking in the wrong places. It it can't be somewhere on my screen. But then again, it might be because the universe speaks in different ways. Sometimes you get to hear something that resonates and that feels true, something that doesn't keep you in fear and frantic and scrambling, because that is what I've been feeling. And I don't want to subscribe to that. I don't want to be frantic. I don't really think that is what God wants for me, for us. I don't think that's what this is about. But then, how do I know? You trust yourself. You trust yourself. You trust yourself because there's a season and there's a time for everything. And each and every one of us, we're in very different season of our lives, even when it is a similar season. So go where your heart calls you to go. If you're being called to move into a space of ease, peace, and clarity, do that. Move into that space of clarity. I feel like when you're being called to move into a space of ease and clarity, into a space of peace, move into that space. Okay. Then again, if you're being called into a space of depth, into a space of facing your fears, then do so. I feel like the presence of God is very, it feels right. Even in darkness, the presence of God does not feel frantic or confusing. So just trust your spirit, and I guess you'll know where to go. Bye.